Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool would give up a chance for a 30% discount.
You are about to witness the future. Be warned. It is a shocking sight. 3D, the ultimate sensation of visual art, now creates the newest, most terrifying form of fear, Parasite.
That thing on your stomach.
A new strain of parasite. When it reproduces, it will cast millions of microscopic spores into the air.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that would die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello!
This week, we're discussing the science fiction post-apocalyptic horror thing. Parasite
Thing.
from 1982, starring Demi Moore and others. So, good stuff. Each week on the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's up with you? What are you doing?
It's not a goddamn thing. Oh, I'm still recovering from my vacation. I'm ready to retire in the name of all that is holy.
How have your students been now that you're back from vacation? Crazy, or are they all right?
No, they're fine. They're fine.
Oh, good. Well, that's not a very interesting story to tell. So
It is not a very interesting story to tell. It's never the kids. It's usually the other staff that I need to complain about. So.
Fair. No, what you discover, I teach middle school, you teach high school, correct?
Yes.
What you find is that the staff oftentimes kind of mirrors the personalities of the students, right? There's bizarre outbursts, there's interesting odors, there's clicks. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
100%.
Very upsetting.
For the most part, the biggest pains of asses are your parents, other teachers, and administration. Fair.
I'm not letting the kids totally off the hook, Aaron. Let's not go crazy.
But for the most part,
yes.
Let's be straight. I cannot parent your children. They already have parents.
That's true. What's funny is, I remember when I was first married, Becky and I were talking about how easy it's going to be having kids of our own. Because as you know, when you don't have kids, when you're a teacher, you're like, why don't these parents get it together? It's so easy being a parent. I could do it with one hand tied behind my back and blindfolded, walking backwards. Guess again. So
exactly. The people with the most advice are the people with the least experience.
100%. No, because when you're a school teacher, you leave at the end of the day. Okay? When you're a parent, you're taking the kids home.
I only have them for an hour. I have them for 57 minutes. They can be the worst of the worst in an hour. Gone.
I could be teaching Charles Manson for 57 minutes and then they leave. Right? I don't have to deal with them the rest of the day.
That is correct.
So, there you have it.
No, elementary's got it worse. Absolutely.
I told my kids when they were nervous about going from middle school to high school, I'm like, believe you me, by the time you get to high school, most of the shit has kind of mellowed a little bit. It's not perfection. There's still crazy high school kids running around, but especially middle school. Middle school is like ground zero.
Tempered out is their hormones. It's a wading pool. It's the middle school, junior high is a prison to contain these monsters. It's like when Hulk transforms. That's
It
middle
is.
school. And they have to hold them there behind gates until the process has happened.
It is. It's the Island of Dr. Moreau is really what it is.
It is.
It's
What is the law?
I try to send the kids to the House of Pain, but it doesn't work as well as I would have hoped. Anyway,
I've said that. I turn to my aide. When you break the law, you go to the House of Pain.
100%. Hey, and I say, look, I've talked about it before. You don't want to watch the 1996 Val Kilmer, Marlon Brando, Island of Dr. Moreau, because the backstory is funnier than the actual film itself. The one
I
you
still haven't
want,
seen the documentary.
it's called Island of Lost Souls. I think it's free on Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, you'll love it. You'll love
I
it.
just saw a snippet of Ron Perlman talking about his experience on the Val Kilmer one. Like literally he
Yes.
had like one line. And Marlon Brando had gone up and was like chit-chatting with him because he knew he was like a real actor or something.
Yeah, he was the lawgiver. He was the lawgiver. Ron Perlman was lawgiver in that movie. No. It was, I could talk about that shit all the live long day. Rob Morrow from Northern Exposure was supposed to be the main character, and he took one look at the shit show and he said, "I'm out. I quit. I'm out." Originally, they were going to have Val Kilmer be the lead character, and then he's like, "Well, I'm going through a divorce right now. How about I play this meaningless third character that doesn't really matter at all? Does that sound good? Because that's what I'm doing anyway. So get on board." God, it's a horror show. Anyway, the way I was going to say is that in my mind, the only true Island of Dr. Moreau is the Michael York, Burt Lancaster one from the 70s.
100%. Michael York used to be the hardest working British man in the world in the
100%.
70s. That was his time to shine.
Logan's Run. I mean, need I say more? Because I really can't.
And then later, he showed up on the Gilmore Girls, making out with Paris Geller.
He was on all of the Austin Powers movies. How about that? Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No.
Aaron, give us the 30-second synopsis for Parasite. I'm going to call it Parasite 1982 every time so that there isn't any confusion. So go ahead.
It's a little confusing, and I found my attention wandering, and I look forward to the breaks on Fossum or whatever the that crazy.
Yes, they're bizarre, like obvious commercial breaks. This was a feature-length film. This was not a TV movie, and yet they're a bizarre movie, like clearly going to commercial, like they were just filming an episode of 8 is Enough or something. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so post-apocalyptic world, you got to pay with silver. As usual, it's a corporation or some bullshit in charge, and they're for some reason going to release these parasites as a spore to kill everybody. Is this the rise of the machines? I'm never quite sure. So one little homie with a slug attached to him has a thermos with a leather slug inside of it. And of course, surf Nazis must die come and kind of F the whole thing up. Then the lead singer of the Runaways gets a slug on her. She turns blue. The other dude didn't turn blue. And then Demi Moore shows up, but not as a love interest. And for no apparent reason, yada, yada, yada. Someone drives a Lambo Countach. And the end. High frequency.
I totally forgot the lead singer of the Runaways, who's actually in a few movies. She was in. What's her name?
She was not bad. At first, I thought she was that first chick who's just topless and savagery for no apparent reason. But she was actually in a bunch of other stuff that I was like, oh, I actually saw these other movies.
Yes, she actually was in. Like, okay. When the Runaways basically,
we don't want to go too deep because that's a whole segment. But
I want to go deep. when the Runaways broke up, Joan Jett formed the Black Hearts, which in my mind was a better band than Runaways. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts had hits up the yin yang.
Right.
Runaways had like one Cherry Bomb, basically.
Cherry Bomb.
And it was big in Japan, basically.
But they were big in Japan. But it's a girl rocker band. You just didn't have a lot of punk girl bands. So
100%. And the lead singer, whose name what is it? Cherry Curie? Is that her name?
Yeah.
She actually did like acting. She was in a few things.
She was in Foxes, wasn't she?
She was in Foxes. She was in Twilight Zone, the movie. How about that?
That's a terrible movie. That's a terrible movie.
Foxes with Jodie Foster.
Yes.
Yes. It's
She played the girl whose dad was like a record promoter. It was all these kids from like the Valley with checked out parents, and they're basically just raising themselves. And then one girl was like 15 and dating like a 40-year-old dude, and then they trashed this place. It was like, I'm assuming this was like just how the Kardashians grew up. So
it was like Go Ask Alice or one of those things where it's just like young teenage girls, not 18-year-olds, like 15-year-olds, just out on the street doing God knows what. It was like a wake-up call.
No parental. Yeah, it was. The parents were all busy with their own bullshit, and nobody's eyes were on. This is why they had those ads in the 70s. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Those parents could say, no, we don't. No, we do not.
I remember those ads. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know you better know where your goddamn kids are at 10 o'clock at night? Do we have to remind you of this? Parents?
Yes. Have you considered checking on your kids? No. Once again, I was on TikTok, because I always am, and it was a whole series. It was Grace Jones. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And then all these other celebrities.
Grace Jones.
Like, maybe that will cause them to go, Shelly? Hello? I guess Sally's not here.
God knows where she could be.
That's how it was.
Selling herself on Hollywood Boulevard. Unclear.
We raised ourselves.
That's how
Gen
we rolled
X.
back in the
This
day.
is the story of Gen X.
100%. There's a whole story for this movie. Like, when they offered her this role for this movie, and she read the script and she said, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this. Because if you watch it, she really doesn't have that much to do. She's a member of like the gang, doesn't say much, and then she's killed by the parasite. Right. She said, I'm not going to do this. This is a worthless part. And so the producer said, you know what? We'll beef up the part if you'll agree to do it. And they filmed a bunch of additional scenes. And then when they edited it, they got rid of all those scenes and kept just the original shit that was in the script that she didn't want to do in the first place.
Because she was not bad. It's not like her acting was bad.
No,
her acting was fine.
She had like 2 lines. So,
yeah.
I mean, you could be
I was preparing for the worst. I forgot she was in Foxes, though. Yeah.
Foxes.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. You've never heard of this or seen it before, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
I had never heard of this either until, again, I was watching one of those anthology, the crappiest movies of the 80s kind of videos on YouTube.
At least it was the crappiest. It was Surf Nazis Must Die, and it's part 2, Parasite 82. Yeah.
Parasite 82. And they're like, because Demi Moore is like literally the female heroine of this movie. Okay. This is
they could have cut her out completely, and it would have not affected this movie at all.
It's true. Now the movie would have been 45 minutes, but yes, she did not affect the outcome at all. She was cut. Oh God, this movie. Why don't we jump right in to the madness?
And everybody's filthy dirty except for Demi Moore.
Yes.
She always looks clean except at the end. She's always fresh face. Her hair's always done. Everybody else looks like they've been out in a windstorm, but not Demi Moore.
Yes.
Or Demi.
100%. Demi. Well, here's a little bit of trivia as well. I'm jumping all over the place.
She's half more.
She's half more. Her husband at the time, Freddie Moore, is in this movie as a member
Who's
of the
that?
gang. There was kind of a guy with like long blonde hair who didn't really say much and then gets his arm chopped off by the laser. And he's like, ah! And then you never see him again. That was her husband, who was like 12 years older than her.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Moore is her
She
married
does
name.
look young. She looks young in this.
100%. I believe this is before she was on, I think, General Hospital. And this was definitely before she was on like Blame It on Rio or whatever.
Oh,
this was like early Moore. Early Moore. So there you
Blame
go.
It on Rio. I think I saw it on a plane once, like 1,000 years ago. Oh, God.
Blame It on Rio. Good Lord. Michael Caine, since we're just talking about whatever the comes to our mind.
Don't give a damn.
Michael Caine in the 60s was big. Was big British star doing all sorts of shit, right? Italian Job, Alfie, the list goes on and on. He had a bit of a fallow period in the 70s into the 80s where he's just like, is the check big enough? I'll be in The Swarm. I'll be in The Hand. I'll be in Blame It on fucking Rio. So there you go, which is the craziest movie if you haven't seen it lately. I saw it recently.
I remember watching it and thinking this is a piece of shit when it came out.
Yes. What was it? Michael
It's
Caine?
no Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Rupert the Monkey Boy.
Rupert the Monkey Boy. Michael Caine is living in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and his wife, Rhoda, Valerie Harper, dumps him. And while he's there, he has an affair. I don't know if it's an affair. His wife left him with his daughter's friend, who's also the daughter of his best friend, who's like 20. I mean, I think we're supposed to assume she's 20. Unclear.
Right.
And that's the movie. Michael Caine. And it's a comedy. Anyway, sweet Jesus. Why don't we jump into the highlights of Parasite 1982? What do you got, Aaron?
The Lamborghini Countach. So in 1982, the car had already been out for 10 years. But honestly, it is a beautiful car.
Dynamite.
It looks futuristic even right now. If I was a billionaire, would I buy one? No.
If you were a billionaire, you wouldn't buy it if you were a billionaire. If you're a billionaire, I'm buying it just because who gives a shit?
Dude, billionaires don't throw their money around like that.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what somebody who's just earned $10 million in the NBA, and then that's why they're broke. But it is a beautiful vehicle. What am I gonna drive it around town, get my groceries or something? But it is beautiful, and it still holds up. And I did read that it was one of the producers' cars. Wanted to throw it in there.
I was going to say that because literally it's got to be worth more than the entire production. This goddamn Lamborghini.
And you'll notice it was absolutely shiny. And when they were fighting, they were nowhere near the car.
Right. 100%.
But I mean, Italian design, that came out with that cell in 1974. That's how forward they were with that.
For reals. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah. No, it's gorgeous.
I had a deep dive nonsense because I had to find some things that I liked about this movie. So yeah.
Okay.
I have a black car. I take it to get washed. I got swirly marks all over. No swirly marks on the Countach.
Because you don't just drive it through the crusty car wash at the gas station if you're driving a Lamborghini Countach. Sweet Lord.
I'm very confused about the monster because sometimes it looks like a roly-poly on your arm. Sometimes it looks like a slug, and other times it's a tadpole with critter's teeth. Sometimes it's attached like a lamprey, and other times it's just taking a nap next to you, and if you're Cherry Curry, it takes a bite out of your leg every now and then.
Right. If she just jumped out of that sleeping bag, she would have been fine. But no, it's like
exactly.
But no,
they zip her up inside of it.
Might as well. Shit. No, this movie, it opens up with kind of a weird psychedelic flashback where it's the main character. His name is Paul Dean, for some reason. Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. I did think about that.
He is working in a laboratory on parasites. And like you said, he's working for the company to have parasites for we don't know why. Why are they having parasites? Unclear. It's post-apocalyptic, so they got to have some parasites, I guess.
But why do they want to spread them?
I don't know. No explanation. Okay. He is doing some shit with the parasites, and in slow motion, a dude comes up. There's a lot of slow motion kung fu in this movie for some reason. A guy comes up behind him in slow motion, touches him on the shoulder. He does a slow motion kind of elbow, like he's Bruce Lee or some shit, but not before the little worm crawls on him, and he goes, ah, ah, and then he puts the tray back in the oven, and then you see him grab the thermos, shove, I guess with just his bare hand, grab another parasite, throw it in the container, ah, and now the dude's just out driving around in his Chevy van doing God knows what.
Making love in my Chevy van.
That's all right with me. Okay, we're talking about that for 10 minutes. The 70s, there were a lot of songs about I'm hitchhiking, I'm f***ing in the back of the van. Who knows what's going on? Smoking
Vans
weed
with water beds. It was like a thing. They're like, ooh.
It was a simpler time.
Don't get in a ride with the dude with the van, man. He's gonna kidnap you. We learned from Silence of the Lambs. Serial killers like a good van. It's a sex dungeon. No, vans. Ooh.
They made those vans for that reason. It's a huge back of a van, and yet one little porthole window in the corner. So you can't even like look out and say, help! Right? They knew what they were doing when they designed that shit. Yes.
Not many cars have shag carpet inside.
100%. They don't. And with good reason. Not to mention what a nightmare that is to try to clean your shag carpeting in the back of your Chevy van. In your sex dungeon, your mobile sex dungeon.
Your sex dungeon. And when your waterbed gets a leak in your sex dungeon.
What a horror story. God damn it. So it's this dude is now driving around the wasteland. And he pulls into some random place, gets into a kung fu fight with two dudes who've got a woman tied up naked that they're attempting to assault. And he's got a laser gun, but somebody literally knocks it out of his hand and it breaks on the sand.
Yeah. It goes pew, pew, pew.
Right.
Yeah, and then it just falls apart. I'm like,
dust.
New technology really isn't working for me.
I mean, where'd you get that Radio Shack? Why is it falling apart? Anyway. And of course, that woman
made it at Fry's.
Yes. Does Fry's still exist anymore? I'm not sure it does. No. Unclear.
No. I think it went out before Radio Shack.
Right. Radio Shack. I get all my radios there. He keeps opening his shirt and there's a weird, gross patch in his tummy that seemingly has the parasite. But every now and again, he kind of injects it right into the sore with some kind of Kool-Aid or something. And that calms down the parasite for a moment. And I guess we're supposed to think he's trying to find a place where he can continue experiments with the other parasite in the thermos so that he can cure himself of the
right.
Jesus Christ.
But my confusion is he said he's already killed all the other ones. All that's left are these two. Well, how did he kill them?
I guess he put them in that oven. There's like a thing that he put in. Jesus.
So it's really just about himself, about curing himself, because he could put the other one in the microwave too.
He could have jumped it like an Alien. He could have just jumped in a pool of lava and be done with it.
He could have crawled inside a TV and just lived in Videodrome.
Just lived. That's a callback, ladies and gentlemen. So then he goes to a different place, but he's being pursued by this guy in a suit driving the black Lamborghini who has I guess the world's smallest lightsaber. that he pulls out every now and again and kind of chops off somebody's hand with it every now and again. God damn this movie. This movie is a freak show.
This movie is terrible.
It's
This is
terrible. It's
We're
terrible.
on a roll.
There is a street gang, kind of like the Warriors, that are there who only exist to mess with people, essentially.
I'm telling you, there are surf Nazis and they must die.
They are literally surf Nazis. So they beat up the scientist, take the thermos, because why not? The one homie opens it up. He goes, what's in there? It's black. Dips his whole hand in there. Goes, there's some weird wet shit in here. And then the thing jumps out and attaches it. And he's slowly murdered by the parasite that's just like sticking on him. It hurts. Oh, put a blanket on him. What the? We can't even skewer the thing off? Go ahead, Aaron. What this?
And then he doesn't turn blue. So the girl has an entirely different reaction than the boy does. The boy gets it first. So he's literally just sitting there until he's dead. And now he looks a little shrunken. But by then, the giant slug has already moved on to Sherry Curry. And this is the weird part. Now suddenly the thugs are like normal people.
Now we're supposed to give a shit about them.
Now we're supposed to give a shit, but we don't. We don't really give a shit about any of these people. The corporation's right. Get in there. Wipe them all out.
Because literally the issue is the street gang. They were beating up the poor dude who runs the diner. They were beating up the scientist and taking his shit. And now they're heroes? Now, we got to get over there and help them? It made absolutely no sense. I was like, F them. Parasite eat was kind of my attitude.
And this town consists of two buildings. There is the gas station that has no food but an occasional lemonade when the lemon lady comes by. And the flop house, it looked like the lady from Seinfeld who Kramer hangs out with when he is in Hollywood.
I think that is her, by the way. I think ironically,
it might be her.
I think it might be her.
When she mentions that unfortunate Three Stooges episode where the baby dies. He's like, that's an unfortunate choice for the Stooges, or an unusual choice for the Stooges.
Fair. God damn it. Demi Moore she's the lemon lady. She has her own lemon trees, but she also carries a gun. I don't know if that's just because this is the wasteland and you got to come armed, or is she the local sheriff? I don't know what the story is.
It's The Last of Us.
Is it the fucking Last of Us? And I guess unexplained, but I think when the parasite latches onto you, it's sucking your blood out. I think we're supposed to think that, but they never actually say that. It's just we see the people kind of looking kind of desiccated and effed up after the parasite does its magic.
But it has three different looks. It is roly-poly stuck on you.
Yes.
Sometimes it looks like a yellow slug. And sometimes it is a tadpole with 1,000 little teeth.
Correct. It's metamorphosizing, I think is what we're saying.
Yeah. Every 2 seconds. Yeah. The circle of life.
It's the wheel of fortune. There is a particularly ridiculous scene where the old lady gets attacked by the slug off camera. And then we cut back to it. And here's this thing that's clearly like not a woman anymore. Like it's a mannequin or some kind of weird like inflatable doll flopping around. Yes. And then the thing bops right out of her head for some reason. And it was gross. Yeah, as ridiculous as the mannequin woman looked, when the thing smashes through her skull, I almost tossed my cookies. I'm like, that is disgusting.
And the thing doesn't do that with anyone.
No, does not.
Again, there's no rhyme or reason or logic how it behaves. And how did it get inside of her? Like, it's the size of a small dog. It lands in her lap.
Yes. Unclear.
Anyway, I'm making it sound like I care, but I don't.
There was a great scene, if you can call it that, where the scientist and Demi Moore go to try to track down the parasite, which is just slithering around the flop house. And he sees it sitting there just on.
And it leaves a slime trail like a slug that it is sometimes.
Yes! There was how do you lose the slug if there's literally a bloody slime trail from room to room? They see this fucking thing on top of like a dresser, just kind of looking at him. He just grabs an old towel, throws it on there. Oh, I got it. Oh, that's all you had
and
to
then
do.
He lets it go. And then he lets it go. What if they put it in a cat carrier or something? I mean, you had it in a thermos at one time.
Correct. So because he has to get the juice out of the for sipping juice. He takes a syringe of that, sticks it in his own tummy. Then they turn on some kind of a device that makes a noise, a high frequency noise, and the thing that's in his stomach just explodes out. Ah! Which I guess he's okay. Isn't there a huge crater in your stomach now? Aren't you?
Maybe you can put a VCR tape in there.
You can't keep making callbacks to last week's episode. Jesus Christ. Videodrome.
Well, apparently it was a perfect double feature.
I know. If only. God damn this movie. This movie is horrendous and horrible. I'm very outraged. Anything else for this one, Aaron? You got anything?
Not a goddamn thing. They have canned water. Who knew that was a thing for the future? I went to a festival, and in fact, I had to buy canned water.
La Croix is canned water. How about that?
It's true.
It's disgusting canned water, but yes. Okay, let's go behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's move on.
Demi Moore appeared on The Late Show with James Corden and said that this was the worst movie she'd ever been in. I know, shocking. I hope you're sitting down.
It may be true. It may be true. I don't care for many of her movies, but this could be true.
Okay. A sequel was planned but never materialized due to the collapse of Embassy Pictures.
Oh, poor Embassy Pictures.
Paul Dean, the actor who played Paul Dean, was all set to appear, and yet, did not happen. Very upsetting. The Parasites were hand puppets made out of foam rubber. Hope you're sitting down.
Yeah, that is a shock.
There was a lot of that. Ah! I'm being eaten by this glove.
I like at the beginning they were looking at the parasites under a microscope, and they literally looked like the fish from Monty Python, where they just had the actors' heads bumping into each other, or like Homer's sperm, where it's just his face with a tail. That's literally what they.
That's what it was. 100%. Shot over the course of 3 weeks.
I thought you were going to say 3 days.
3 seconds. Sweet Jesus. The film takes place in 1992, the future of 1992.
Okay.
I always find that fascinating. If you're going to make a post-apocalyptic movie set in the future, maybe don't just choose 10 years in the future. That's all I'm saying.
That's really to get you thinking.
Originally shown in 3D. Could you tell? There was a lot of just totally like shit right into the camera.
Yeah. Things dripping on your face. Yeah. Extreme close up.
Let's see. I think I told you this one. Sherry Curie said she didn't want the role after reading the script because she thought it was awful. So they agreed to rewrite it and expand her role. And then they deleted all those goddamn scenes. Wah, wah,
bastards.
Let's see. Demi Moore and Tom Villard would later go on to star together in One Crazy Summer 4 years after filming Parasite. Do you remember One Crazy Summer?
I do not.
It was kind of the spiritual sequel to Better Off Dead. It was like the next John Cusack.
I gotta tell you, I've never seen Better Off Dead. I remember being on spring break when that movie had come out, and I got a bunch of free swag they were giving out at the clubs down in the Des, but I never saw it. And I love John Cusack. I feel like not so much now.
John Cusack was in 16 Candles as one of Anthony Michael Hall's like nerdy buddies.
He was a
And
cutie patootie.
based upon that, it immediately springboarded him into Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer and a few other things, which kind of solidified him as being, you know, somebody that we liked at that time. So, good stuff.
Well, they tried to really rocket ship him off because then he kind of hit his stride as an adult in the 90s, where they were even pairing him up with Julia Roberts, thinking he was going to be the next dude. That didn't work out.
I think he's a little
America's
cantankerous.
Sweetheart sucked.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah, I feel like that might be true.
But
I mean, what's your favorite John Cusack?
Say anything?
High Fidelity. Later Cusack.
Okay.
Shut your mouth. I even read I was like, I love that. I love the soundtrack. I even read the book. Continue on.
Gross Point Blank. Is that in there as well?
Dude, I had the soundtrack to Gross Point Blank too.
That's a
I was
thing.
obsessed with him.
Cast and crew. Charles Band was the director. He's also like the producer. He basically owned the company. Remember, he did Embassy Pictures.
Maybe it was his car.
Then it was Embassy Pictures to Empire Pictures to Full Moon Entertainment is what this guy did.
Ooh.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
All right.
You know him from such
I
things
like
as...
the Full Moon.
You can't beat it. You know him from Puppet Master in 1989.
Yes.
Producer. Trancers in 1985.
Yes. Yes.
Meridian. I don't know what Meridian is from 1990.
Ooh, unfamiliar.
Straight to video. And something called Dr. Mordred from 1992, which was meant to be a Doctor Strange ripoff. How about that? Starring Jeffrey Combs.
We love Jeffrey Combs.
We do.
Why do I know the name Mordred? What's that from? I'm going to look that up.
From Arthurian legend. He was the son of Morgan Le Fay and the son of King Arthur.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right. Mordred is the illegitimate child that brought ruin to Camelot.
Correct.
Along with some fuckery.
As it often does. Robert Glaudini played Dr. Paul Dean. You know him from such things as Bugsy. He was in fucking Bugsy. He was in Mississippi Burning in 1988.
Yeah.
He was in 3 episodes.
I was looking at his record. I was like, how'd you end up in this shit? And then he has a famous daughter, too.
Oh, is that true? Who's his daughter?
I looked it up yesterday. Now I forgot. She's in a lot of TV series.
Lola Glaudini is his daughter.
Yeah.
You know her from Criminal Minds, Invincible, That Awkward Moment, and Blow. 29 episodes of Criminal Minds. So that's something. Anyway, she looks vaguely familiar. He actually looks vaguely familiar to me as well. Vaguely familiar.
Which interesting. When I looked up her IMDb, she said her famous father, but doesn't list him as an actor, but as a playwright.
Oh, that might be so. Demi Moore plays Patricia Wells. You know her from such things as G.I. Jane. The Substance in 2024. Indecent Proposal in 1993. And Ghost in 1990.
I liked Indecent Proposal. I'm like, I don't understand what all the big buzz was about. I'm like, it's $1 million. What the hell? Why not?
You're like, I'm in. Let's see. Tom Villard, who I mentioned earlier, played a member of the gang called Zeke. He was the first to get killed by the Parasite. You know him from Heartbreak Ridge, that Clint Eastwood movie. He was in My Girl in 1991. He was in the horror movie Popcorn, which we have not done yet, in 1991.
Ooh, unfamiliar.
He was in Grease 2 as Boy Greaser in 1982. He is recognizable. I'm sure he's been in other things, but nothing jumps to my mind. Let's see. Scott Thompson played Chris, the gas station owner who gave everybody guff. He was in quite a few things. He was in Twister in 1996. He was in Police Academy. He was actually in Police Academy 1 and Police Academy 3 playing Copeland, one of the bad guys. He's in Police Academy 4 as well. He's all over the place. He was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High playing Arnold in 1982. Bunch of things.
So really, it should have been his name over the title.
Well, eventually. Cherry Curie played Dana, another member of the street gang. You know her from other than The Runaways. She was in she helped write the screenplay for The Runaways, or the story of The Runaways, in 2010, where it was like Dakota Fanning played
There was
her.
a documentary.
Well, there was also a dramatization as well.
I saw that.
She was in Twilight Zone, the movie, playing Sarah in It's a Good Life. That one. Directed, who directed that one?
Was she away in the cornfield?
Yes. Yes. She was the sister who got her mouth wished away. So she literally has no lines. She appears with no mouth. She was in Foxes.
That's to memorize.
100%. She was in Foxes in 1980. And she was in something called Wavelength, playing Iris Longacre in 1983.
What a terrible name.
Tis what it is. Miss Vivian Blaine played Miss Elizabeth Daly, the old woman who's renting the place. How do we know her? Well, she was in Guys and Dolls.
May I?
Please, go ahead. Jump in.
May I?
Please.
She was in a very popular after-school special called Sooner or Later with Rex Harrison and Christy McNichol, where you got the immortal Rex Smith song, "You take my breath away and I don't know what to say."
That's a banger. You initially said Rex Harrison. And I was like, Rex Harrison.
Sorry, Rex Smith. I corrected.
And I'm not sure Christy McNichol's in it, and I don't think it's an after-school special. I think it's just a movie. But that's neither here nor there.
No. Wrong.
It may be a made-for-TV movie.
But it's an after-school. It was an after-school one.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. She was also in Guys and Dolls in 1955, State Fair in 1945, Dollface 1945, and Something for the Boys in 1944.
Oh shit, you're right.
Thank you.
It is not Christy, but you'll be happy to know that Maury Amsterdam and Judd Hirsch are in it.
I do love their work. I always talk
Lynn
about
Redgrave. Who is the girl?
Just some rando.
Denise Miller. I don't know who that is.
You know her, don't you? I love Judd Hirsch's post-Taxi career because he was in that sitcom Dear John, where it's just about Dear John, where he is like literally left. The opening credits is him getting dumped by his wife over and over again. Where he comes home, there's a note on the mantle, and he's just like, oh, in his Judd Hirsch way. So it was a sitcom.
And I gotta tell you, never liked Taxi. Didn't like Dear John. Sorry, Judd.
So it's very upsetting. Let's
I'm
look
sure
at
you're a lovely person. I just hate everything you've ever been in.
Oh, very upsetting. Let's look at the rating for Parasite 2, since we're just wandering wherever we might go.
We're meandering.
On Rotten Tomatoes, Parasite 1982 currently has 15% rotten. Do you know what the audience gave it?
Nothing, because there was no audience.
If only.
A 7.
16. 16%. So we all agree this movie blows. Let's look at the top critics, shall we?
Let's go.
Janet Maslin, who seemingly will watch anything,
She got time.
for the New York Times, she says, this is a badly acted B movie without much flair for involving its audience. 2 out of 5. How about that?
2 out of 5. That's
know.
too high.
Variety staff says, Parasite is lethargic between its terror scenes, making it a test of patience for all but the fanatical follower of horror cheapies. Thank you for that, Variety staff.
Good Lord. That sounds like it was written by AI.
Speaking of that, let's go to our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed, and see what he has to say.
Let's go.
Parasite 1982 is a slimy 3D cash-in where Demi Moore's debut gets eaten alive by a rubber creature and a plot so thin it could crawl through its own special effects. Okay.
All right.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
Thank you for that medium-level effort, AI Rex Reed. What do you think? What's your rating?
Not your best.
Not your best. What do you think, Aaron?
I'm gonna give this 1.5 Dramamines and a slap to my head out of 5 for ever thinking that this was going to be anything. I thought it was going to be a fun 80s romp. No. Sucked.
I'm right there with you. I'm going to give it 1.5. Literally in the opening montage, dream sequence, whatever that was, I already had my phone out. I literally 30 seconds in, I'm like, you know what? I'm already bored. So and
I was drawing a picture while I was watching it. And it only got my attention when there was a commercial. I was like, oh, no. And one thing I forgot to even mention, when the lady's putting on her makeup and the thing drops on her head, why is she putting her makeup on with a dead girl sitting right next to her? You had to do your hair and smile and brush your hair out with dead runaway girl right there? Good heavens.
Rotting on your bed. No, the glop was dripping on her hand for a good 5 Mississippi before she even goes.
And she doesn't even look up.
No, glop was.
She's just looking at the slop drip dropping on her hand.
She didn't even move her hand. Move your goddamn hand at least. God damn it, sweet. I haven't seen this bad of an effort since Henry Fonda was in The Swarm, and he's just like, "How about my character's in a wheelchair so I don't have to actually walk?"
Dude.
Good stuff.
100%.
Sweet Jesus.
Trash.
This movie is trash. Any last thoughts of Parasite, Aaron?
Yeah, we're running so late that I don't even think I'm going to take a shower today. I'm just going to be filthy.
You're going to
just
be
like
the
all
Parasite.
these characters.
You're
the Parasite. And once again, Demi Moore, absolutely clean and pristine for the whole thing, even in a dirt storm. Except for the one part she had a little blood and he wiped it off. So she was back to shiny and clean.
She was fine. And I'll say this, she's not bad in this. She didn't suck like the rest of the actors.
She's not good, but she's not bad.
She's not bad. I'll take not bad for this one. Sweet Jesus. So, thank you very much.
Let me just...
Please.
A little bit more Demi Moore.
Pump the brakes, please.
Demi. I gotta tell you, I'm not sure there's a movie where I'm gonna go, you know what? Fucking Demi Moore was amazing. No. Tell me a fantastic Demi Moore movie.
Striptease? I don't know. Who's to say?
I saw Striptease.
I do as well. Yeah, nothing's jumping to my mind. But again, I'm happy if you can just deliver lines in a believable fashion. You don't have to be Meryl Streep. Okay? So she's fine. How about that? Anyway.
There we go. She's fine.
She's fine.
She's better than a Costner, so let's just leave it at that.
Let's take the win. Take the win.
Take the win.
So thank you very much. We're all across the social media landscape. We're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Instagram and TikTok. You can also watch us on YouTube. So why don't you, for goodness sakes?
Why don't you?
You can also email us the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail.
Gmail.
We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I got little media, and I'm running out of patience for the rest of my media. But I'm on the gram. I am the cult of Aaron. Join the cult. Also, you can see my artwork on Artsy and First Dibs, Aaron Doherty, Instant Dreams Gallery.
Boom! So check out that good stuff. Do yourself a favor. Now, what we always like to do is to delve deep into the social media landscape and see what people are saying. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
Tammy Buttonwillow writes in and wants to know when we're going to do more Nicole Kidman. But quite frankly, I don't think we've done any Nicole Kidman. So
Others
maybe
on the
Eyes
list.
Wide Shut.
Oh, Jesus. No, that we're not doing. Fidelio is all I have to say on that.
Oh, mother effer.
We have to see.
He's on the list.
You're on the
Mrs.
list.
Butterworth.
Thank you. I thought it was Buttonwillow, but whatever the case may be. Anyway,
Whatever.
next week, you may think we're a glutton for punishment, but we're going back to the M. Night Shyamalan library, and we are doing the immortal classic Split, which I've never seen, and you've seen and did not care for. So we're going
And
back
did
for
not
another
care
slice.
for. But I was the unicorn. Everybody else was like, what? It's amazing. And I was like,
Well,
so we'll see. We'll see what little Kevin says.
It stars James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy, Betty Buckley, and the list goes on and on. Well, kind of. Anyway,
I tapped out about there.
When Betty Buckley's your number 3 on the call sheet, I don't know what you're expecting after that, but fair enough.
M. Night is one of those characters where I feel burnt enough that I'm not going to see him at the theater.
Yes.
But I'll still watch it if it's free on HBO.
I will watch it if somebody comes to me and says, hey, loved it, check it out. But what usually happens is the movie comes out and random celebrities post on TikTok, I just walked out of that Shyamalan bullshit and it sucks. Avoid it like the plague is what usually happens. So
yeah, I believe that was called The Happening, and that was me walking out going, what the I remember literally saying in the middle of the theater going, it's fucking nature.
Like, you were about to jump in front of one of those lawnmowers as well.
Where's the lawnmower man?
100%.
That's when you needed him.
Where can you watch Split, you're asking?
I am asking that. Is it going to cost me money?
It might.
Because I already saw it at the fucking theater.
It's on HBO Max. How about
okay.
that? For free with the subscription. Otherwise, it's $3.79 on Amazon Prime, on YouTube, Apple TV, Fandango. You can actually buy it if you're so inclined for $7.99 on Apple and Amazon. So, something to think about. Anyway,
I'm going to ponder that tonight.
Think about it. So, send in any of your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on a future episode. So, maybe no promises though. Don't wait by the phone. So, thank you very much, and be well.
Be well.